Every fan always wants to see the offense go first in the NFL draft, and that's what we're doing on this segment. We're talking about the best offensive players, not the quarterback, because if you want to see that, we'll talk all quarterback on a completely different segment. Hey, how are you? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan and CBS's Phil Simms with you on the 2007 NFL Draft Previews exclusively here on CBS Sportsline. And guys, since the consensus best player, at least most physically gifted, most talented, is a guy that is on the offensive side, and his name is Calvin Johnson. Why don't we just start there? Phil, you've got the story, this connection with Calvin Johnson.
Well, a little bit. I was down in Tampa last week, and my son Christopher was part of the, what do you want to say, the group that went from Tampa up to Georgia Tech to work him out. So my son went there all day. He came back that night. He walks in the house. I just go, all right, tell me, yes or no, is he as good as all the hype? And he goes, absolutely. So that kind of answered it. I think my son, he's always leery of talent when he talks about it. And he said he was everything that he thought he would be. He can move. He can catch bad balls. First off, he says when you see him in person, you can't believe the size. So that's going to play big in the NFL too. But he can catch. There's everything you want in a receiver. And somebody told me, or maybe I heard on the radio, Calvin Johnson's got the highest grade of anybody since John Elway. That's saying something.
Well, I had guys that were at that workout at Georgia Tech, that famous workout when he really broke the charts on almost every measurable test. And guys were on their cell phones calling me, "You're not going to believe this guy. I don't even know we've ever seen a player like this." So I said to him, well, my first job in the NFL, we measured Bo Jackson in a 4.1940 on grass. So I said, just calm down, fellas. He's human. But here's, the longer this process goes on and the longer we get ready for this draft, the more people will get picky. Here's the one I got today on Calvin Johnson. I can't find him beating press coverage anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because nobody had the courage to press him. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah, you look long enough. You'll find
here he has the speed to beat you in the open field, and he has the size to win the rebound down the red zone. What a great contribution he's going to make to a young quarterback who's looking for that big target down the red zone.
And it's just it's a matter of fact of which team has the courage. Maybe they don't need the wide receiver. Maybe, hey, Detroit out there, maybe you don't need it, but which team has the courage to take Calvin Johnson?
I think the entourage from Tampa needs him.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of people that need him, and Tampa is one of them. Let's get into the depth, though, at wide receiver, because this is a draft that a lot of people have 5, maybe 6 guys going in the first round from the wide receiver spot. Pat, Robert Meachum maybe is the guy that going up the draft board the quickest. Why?
Robert Meachum came into this in the pack, and so everyone recognized who 1 was. Now who's 2? And we get to other positions. We'll talk about how do you get out of the pack. Robert Meachum got out of the pack at the Combine. When he went to the Combine and did all the receiving drills, it was interesting, and I think Phil's watched all these tapes. Just a little drill where they go across the field. His smoothness, his ability to catch the ball, relax with his hands, play with his hands. That's what I think got a lot of guys attracted to him. And he's physically built really well, too. He's pretty wide in the lower unit. You feel like you're getting a guy that can take a shot and play the game.
All right, Phil, let's get into another guy. We talked to Calvin Johnson. Let's get to another guy who's the top of his position, and that's obviously Adrian Peterson, the best running back in the draft. But are the injuries a concern for you?
Well, when you want greatness, sometimes you got to take a chance. And if that's taking a chance, it wouldn't deter me. It really wouldn't. And I always put myself in that position. If I was a general manager, knowing what's all at stake, that it could be my job, my team, whatever, my future, I'm telling you, I would take that chance. When I watched him, I saw his highlight tape. When I watched him in games on TV, I thought, boy, this guy's really good. But when you really focus on him, can do it all. Can break tackles, run around you, quick enough and hippie enough to make that, can run sideways through the line of scrimmage, which you know is a big thing in the NFL. I was thoroughly impressed. Calvin Johnson and Adrian Peterson, to me, are way above just about everybody else.
They're game changers. When you ask yourself this question, how many game changers are on my football team? Well, the people that take Adrian and Calvin are getting game changers. The criticism is that he runs high, he runs tall, he's going to take a lot of shots. Once again, guys drilling too long in this process.
Yeah, that's a good point, Pat. Because I watched the tapes, I heard him running that high. I saw him, University of Texas. He was playing some big teams with a lot of pro athletes on the other side. He still, you could tell the difference between him and some first rounders, second rounders, whatever, on the other side. He really stood out that much. So I was taken by surprise, I think, by how good he was.
Let's talk about some of those other late first round, early second round. You got a guy like Marshawn Lynch, who some say falling. He's also had injury problems. What about a guy like Kenny Irons from Auburn?
I think the intrigue here is that this first round has 2 names in it, Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is a guy that can come out of the backfield, do a little bit for you as a receiver. Everybody's trying to get into the matchup business. Might have a little bit more cutback to him than other guys. But the second round, the core of running backs in the second round, led by your man Irons, Pittman out of Ohio State. There are guys in that group that people are saying, let me take another position and jump in the second round and get him. I want to turn it back to Michael Bush because I still haven't figured out where to take Michael Bush, but he is awesome to me.
Well, a couple of things. I look at running backs. Irons, I like a lot. If you get him in the second round, see, you know, Pat, and you're a pro coach. You were around it. Sometimes college running backs, I'm not great at fitting them from college to the pros. Guys that were okay in college turn out to be great pro runners because of their style and what's more, you know.
Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin, that's a good one, yeah.
Because in me, the NFL game is more about the cutback running game.
Yeah.
You've got to cut back. Fast flow defense is all over the NFL. The guys who can initiate a rush of a defense and bring it backside. That's where Adrian, he's a front side runner now. Michael Bush, does he have the power? I would take the guy in the second round.
I think so too, and I
I
like.
wouldn't. That's too, just the injuries. Michael Bush, I like him a lot. University of Louisville, grew up in Louisville, and I'd wait. But you have a chance for greatness there too. Just how big of a risk are you willing to take?
Willis McGahee, he had injuries. He was a first-round draft pick, and now. Oh, you see what Willis has been able to do. All right, folks, there you have it. The guys that, well, they make you excited when you draft them on the first day of the NFL draft, the offensive skill players. For more on quarterbacks or the defensive side or the breakdown of what teams need, be sure to check out more video right here on CBS Sportsline. For Pat Kirwan and Phil Sims, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care. I'll run the football.